Kia ora, Mr. Speaker. How bloody appropriate that I stand in the House for the last time and before the Tamaki Makaurau collective redress bill. As a born and bred Aucklander from the huge suburb of Otara for the first 20-odd years and then the last 30-odd years out in the west, I think it's appropriate that we, for me anyway, to talk about the passing of this redress bill. I won't traverse the finer points of the legislation here, but I will make some hopefully pertinent points along the way. Thank God Rangitoto is not the Sky Tower, or thank God the Sky Tower is not the icon of Auckland. The icon of Auckland is Rangitoto. When people see it, they know it's us, they know it's Auckland. Can I make a bold statement? That would be something new. Overseas, they actually take pride in having two names for a street, for a football stadium, for an area. Just all we need to do is look at Wales. Why is it so hard for us to get our heads around? Why is it so hard for us to recognise that it's enhancing, it's mana enhancing, to take a line from the Māori Party, for a area and for a nation? If we want to be big players in the world, then shouldn't we be the ones that are leading instead of looking around for somebody to follow? And we can do this here. The bold statement is that all the people who are listed on page 19, Ngai Tai ki Tamaki, Ngāti Maru, Ngāti Pawa, Ngāti Tamauho, Ngāti Tamatera, Ngāti Tiata, Ngāti Whanaunga, Ngāti Whātua o Kaipara, Ngāti Whātua o Rākei, Te Aki Tai Waiohua, Te Kawarau a Maki, Te Patu Kirikiri, and Hapu of Ngāti Whātua other than Ngāti Whātua o Kaipara and Ngāti Whātua o Rākei, whose members are beneficiaries of the runanga o Ngāti Whātua, including Te Tau U, not descended from Tupetiri. You know, all those people, the original urban Māori? We think it's Muma and we think it's whānau Waipareira. Guess what? It is you. As a resident, as a long-time resident, and continue to be a long-time resident of Tamaki Makaurau, personal thanks for having me. Because that's actually what it is all about. It's actually about recognition. It's actually about recognition of the people that are there, the mountains, the people, the rivers, the lakes, even the little streams that run at the back of your property. Is recognising that there's actually a history that's gone before, that it just didn't start on Monday. You know, it started thousands of years ago, and we should revel in it. Yes, it's going to be a hard task for the City Council and the collective to move in a direction that the bill sets out. But is that harder than what the Gazan people are facing today? No, it's actually very, very easy. And with a bit of will, with a bit of goodwill from everybody, the Crown included, these things can work, and they can work for the benefit of the nation. Mr. Speaker, I do want to thank, there is a couple of people in the audience, Lillian Tahuri, who was my EA when I was a minister and kept me out of trouble. Also Glenn Webber, who cut his teeth in my office, and now he's gone on to better things, hopefully. On a personal basis, it's sad that I won't be part of the ongoing treaty settlement parts of this House, because I actually think that that's something that the House itself, not this government and not the opposition, but the House should be proud of, that we can work through a series of issues in front of us and come up with a generally accepted way forward. There's always going to be somebody outside the circle throwing stones and saying, no, this is not the right way to do it. But generally, the nation supports the work of iwi Māori and the Crown. Can I just talk briefly about one part of that process, and that's the Select Committee process. I find it abhorrent of people who come to the House and get stuck into bits and pieces of the bill, or of a bill, who don't partake of the Select Committee process. You know, I admire people who front up to the Select Committee, whether they're MPs or not. They front up to the Select Committee and they give their point of view. And so no one can accuse them of never espousing what they really think. But to come into the House and for purely and simply for publicity purposes, screw it up. Even the historical background that some people quote is absolutely wrong. So, sir, my wish is that the Māori Affairs Select Committee goes on with its work in the way that we've done it for the last however long. It's been a highlight of my career to be chairperson of the Māori Affairs Select Committee. I've been on the Select Committee since 1993. It could be. Whatever party's going, I suppose. I see the Māori party's in trouble, so yeah, maybe, I don't know. Oh no, not the Greens. My wish is for the House to carry on its good work in a very timely manner and also in a very collegial manner. And I wish all my colleagues from everywhere in the House, I've enjoyed your company. Yes, everybody's company, even Trevor's, and even Trevor Mello, the Honourable Trevor Mello. I do say this though, in all honesty. I do hope that we look at the power of select committees, and we must move away from being just a rubber stamp. And I think giving more the ability of a select committee to manoeuvre more would be a good thing, and we need to look at some of the other nations around the world. But you know, I'm sure that will happen one day. Nō reira, aku mihi kia koutou katoa aku teina me aku tuakana tēnā koutou. Kei au koutou Tamaki Makaurau, big ups, go the Blues, go Queensland, and I'll see you later.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker.
I call the Honourable Member Phil Twyford.